So what do you do if you're working on an area that needs base plating, but it's an awkward shape like this one, to just lay down a bunch of 32 by 32 base plates? Well, if you're anything like me, you cut them to size. Ooh. So not everyone is a fan of cutting base plates. It's something I've always done ever since I first started the city. Not everything can work out to the standard base plate size, especially when you're working on a limited space like this. So I'm working on my Ninjago area, and it is an awkward shape, and I need to base plate it. So I thought while I'm doing it, I'll show you how I cut them, and just show you how easy it is. So here is the area that I need to work on, and first things first, you can see I've got a big large area in the middle where a 32 by 32 base plate fits nicely. And I actually have a 32 by 32 build that I want to implement into this area. It's a mock that I've seen online. I need to get the instructions and the parts for it, but it looks epic, and it's going to fit right in with the Ninjago City area. So I need that base plate for here, and obviously, as you can see, that leaves a gap right in front of the docks. So I need to figure out how many rows that is. So it's only going to be two rows in front of the docks. And obviously, because it's in front of the docks is on 1.5 base plates. But I've got old bits of base plate that I've cut up in the past, so I'll have a 32 one that I can take 2 off, and then this one I'll cut down to 16 and then take 2 rows off of that. So that'll go along the front of the docks. Then I'll need a 16 by 32 bit for that side, and that will be a good starting point for base plate in the area. Okay, so how I actually do this is I get some actual plates and I cover up or mark off what I want to have from the base plate that I'm cutting. So in this case, I want the 2 rows of 32 studs. So I make sure they're on nice and tight, and then I get my knife, which is here, and all I do is I just very slowly just mark down the edge of the 2 base plates that I've put on. I don't cut through it straight away. I just mark it each time. I'm hopefully marking a bit more of the base plate till eventually the blade will just go through the base plate, because it's obviously that thin. So it's done that, and occasionally it's not done it this side, so I'll come back to there you go. You can just snap the rest of it off, and there you go. I've got my 2 strips of base plate ready for in front of the docks. And obviously with the next one I've got to cut it down to 16 before I cut the 2 rows of studs off. And there you go. I now have my 1.5 base plates of just 2 rows that will go in front of the docks nicely. So now I need to make a 16 by 32 plate. So I'll basically just cover up half of it with the plates, and again just cut down the edge of the plates, just slowly and gradually cutting through the base plates until it eventually is able to snap off. So with those all cut and in place, I have that area all base plated now. I've laid a few plates down just to keep everything in place, stop it moving around. I probably could have gone with doing 3 rows of studs, and I could have moved this one back towards the wall, but it's not an issue because obviously, like I said, I'm going to have that big mock here, so it's just going to cover this pillar. So yeah, that is all base plated. We have this little area here to do, and also all this around the gardens to do. So I'll get on with that and then I'll show you how it looks after. So there we go, the whole area now is base plated. Even the tricky corner areas, you know, I've cut some weird shapes to go in there and down here. And it's all ready to be worked on and tiled and everything. And see, the whole area is going to be tiled and built on. So it really doesn't matter what the base plates look like underneath, as long as I'm able to work on the area with what I want to do, then you know, what's the harm in cutting them? They're cheap enough, and it's just so effective to be able to just work as you need to in small areas and stuff. You know, I can get a whole build in there now where before I would have been able to do nothing with it. So it's definitely worth cutting base plates. You know, if it's something that you need to do, then I highly recommend it, because it was such an awkward area, and now I'm able to work with, you know, every centimetre of the area, so it's going to be very effective and work in my favour. I'm excited to carry on working with the area, and hopefully, you know, it's just going to continue to look good. So let me know what you think to cutting base plates down in the comments. I mean, it's easy enough to do, and like I say, very effective when you're working in small areas, but I know that a lot of people don't necessarily do it or like it. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.